Hello there and welcome back to Autism at Home, brought to you by us at Early Autism Project Malaysia through our non-profit initiative, The Hope Project. My name is Joshabeth Isaacs and welcome to Unit 29 on Autism at Home. This series is all about sleep challenges when it comes to children with autism. Sleep-related challenges already affect about 35 to 50% of most children at the toddler or preschooler stage. One study in Malaysia revealed that about 36.7% of children with autism had indicators for at least one type of sleep disturbance. And this can range from difficulties falling asleep, difficulties staying asleep. Some children on the spectrum wake up repeatedly through the night, some only sleep for a few hours at a time, and the list goes on. And we all know that if a child is not able to sleep well, then neither will the parents. And this means that everyone in the household is having a poor quality of sleep, which ultimately affects not only the children, but also the adults' ability to function during the day. This could include prolonged fatigue, overall irritability, behavior problems, be it challenging behaviors or higher self-stimulatory behaviors, which results in lower attention. Ultimately, this becomes a very stressful situation for the whole family. And if left unaddressed, marital problems even may occur between parents and ultimately affect the entire family dynamic. Other possible long-term effects of sleep problems in childhood include obesity, anxiety, adolescence, behavioral and emotional problems, as well as continuous sleep problems through adulthood. So before we begin addressing the sleep-related challenges, we need to be able to understand how much sleep the children actually need. From the ages of 1 to 2 months, infants need about 10 to 18 hours of sleep throughout the day. Between 3 and 11 months, they need about 14 to 15 hours of sleep, mostly at night time with several daytime naps. Then from 1 to 3 years of age, toddlers need about 12 to 14 hours of sleep with some naps during the day. And from 3 to 5 years of age, children need about 11 to 13 hours of sleep with reduced daytime naps. Children between the ages of 5 and 12 need about 10 to 11 hours of sleep with almost no daytime nap at all. And from about 11 to 17 years old, they need about 8.5, 9.5 hours of sleep every night. And beyond 18 years old, 7 to 9 hours of sleep is needed. We then need to tackle this with a thorough sleep assessment. We recommend using the sleep assessment tool by Dr. Gregory P. Hanley. From this assessment, you'll be able to better understand your child's current sleep schedule, such as what time they go to bed at night, then what time they actually fall asleep, and what time they normally wake up in the morning. After which, you will find the total night sleep your child normally gets. You will also need their total nap time if they still have naps. Then it would be good to cross-check against the necessary sleep requirements for their age range and check if your child is having sufficient hours of sleep. Next, let's try to identify the specific difficulties that your child is facing. Some key examples mentioned by Dr. Gregory Hanley include, number 1, nighttime routine non-compliance, which basically includes difficulty cooperating with any part of the bedtime routine. Number 2, any sleep-interfering behaviors. For example, any behaviors that make it difficult to fall asleep. Number 3, delayed sleep onset. This refers to the gap between your child going to bed and actually falling asleep. Number 4, night awakenings. So waking up during the night and trying to identify how long your child stays awake during that time. And number 5, lastly, is early awakenings, which refers to waking up too early. It would also be good to try to identify if there's any reasons for these challenging sleep behaviors, such as firstly, maybe any physiological or medical reasons like sleep apnea or any concerns with their glycemic index that could be impacting their sleep, or even any seizures during the night. It would be necessary to get some medical advice and perhaps even some medications if this is the case. Secondly, is there anything contributing to keeping your child up at night? Could it be that your child is having too much sleep during the day or insufficient physical activity and therefore has too much energy at night? And thirdly, is there any sleep dependency that your child needs to fall back asleep? So for example, needing to be nursed or needing to use the pacifier or to be rocked. And of course, lastly, is there anything reinforcing your child when they wake up in the middle of the night, such as access to devices or attention, whether it's from adults or siblings, or just anything that may be strengthening that behavior of staying up and not falling back asleep. And so in summary, now it's your turn. Firstly, identify how many hours should your child be sleeping a day based on their age, and also if naps are still a requirement based on their age. Then download the sleep assessment tool from our website, www.autismathome.co, and fill it up with your child's current sleep pattern. This should include current sleep schedule, which includes the time of going to bed, time of actually falling asleep, time of waking up in the middle of the night, and how long they are staying up, and time of waking up in the morning, as well as if there are any naps. Secondly, you want to identify the specific difficulties, whether it's nighttime routine compliance, which includes that difficulty cooperating with any part of the bedtime routine, any sleep interfering behaviors, which is that difficulty for them to fall asleep, any delayed sleep onset. This is the gap between your child going to bed physically but actually falling asleep. Then night awakenings. Is there anything that they're doing that they're waking up, and then how long are they staying awake? And lastly, are they waking up too early, or in other words, early awakenings? You want to then identify, is there any contributing factors? Then you want to discuss this with your spouse, the main priority or goal for your child to achieve for a start in the area of sleep. And that's it for our first lesson on an introduction to sleep challenges when it comes to children with autism. We hope to be able to support you as comprehensively as possible through the next few lessons on firstly setting up a healthy sleep routine, and then specifically setting up a bedtime routine. Then we will have a Q&A session with our international BCBA, Kim Knippel from Wisconsin, to address concerns with difficulties falling asleep, difficulties staying asleep, or those night awakenings, trying to sleep in their own bed, fading naps, and any other questions you may have. So do subscribe to keep updated, and we will see you soon. Thank you very much for joining us today, and please do not hesitate to contact us if you need more personalized support. With the amount of interest we have received online, we have actually started providing international online services and have worked over the years with clients in other states of Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, Philippines, China, Kuwait, New Zealand, and Switzerland. So do get in touch with us for more information by scanning this QR code. And if you haven't already, do check out our online resource platform, Autism at Home, which has all the lesson videos, corresponding articles, and downloadables available for you for an extremely nominal donation of just $1 monthly. Stay updated through our social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, and do click on the subscribe and follow buttons to get more information. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you very soon.